So I'm going to be playing as the Academic League of Iivar, a technocratic dictatorship. The ethics I'm going to be using this time are militarist and fanatic materialist. The civics I'm using are technocracy and warrior culture. My species is the Pari. They have a desert preference. They are intelligent. They are natural engineers. They are quick learners, and they are non-adaptive. I have gone with a prosperous unification origin, and let's begin. Wow. I am shocked. 3 geniuses. I'm not complaining. I love Spark of Genius as a trait because, yes, technically, the expertise traits give you a 15% bonus instead of the Spark of Genius, which only gives you 10. But the Spark of Genius applies to every single technology in the game, whereas the expertise is only applied to certain types of research. Even if it's less optimal, I prefer to have the freedom of choice. I see 2 options that stand out to me: nanomechanics and zero-G refineries. I'm going for a heavy technology build in this playthrough, if you could not tell from my empire creation. They're both pretty good, but I'm going to go with nanomechanics, administrative AI, or quantum theory. I could go for the 3 research techs right away and just get 20% more research from my researchers. Or I could go for a flat 5% for everything. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I want robots, and they don't get any malices from having low habitability. So my robots can work as my workers and like my industrial jobs, and they can be the powerhouse of my economy, and my people can focus on research because they're really good at that. So I think if I go the 5% speed, that 5% gets applied to my engineering, which means I can get through engineering researchers faster and get towards robots faster, even though it means that my physics will probably lag behind a little bit. In the grand scheme, I'm thinking this is going to be the right choice. Galactic positioning. I am playing on a 3-spiral galaxy, which is one of the new from 3.6. I love the new galaxy shapes. I think that is an amazing change. And I can tell that kind of from the shape of the galaxy, I'm probably going to be this kind of like little spiral. There might be a connection here. I think I'll probably be able to... This cluster probably isn't connected over here. So this is probably secure as mine. Like I can grab that whenever I want. I don't need to aggressively rush towards it, but I'll see in a moment. Here, I'll need to probably push out this way and then see if there's any arms going towards the center of the galaxy. Looking at the nearby planets, there's a tomb world. That's not very useful for me right now. Another desert world, that's my guaranteed habitable world. And a savanna world. I might be able to colonize that savanna world because that's another dry planet. Then I'll explore here just to see what's in this direction, to see if there's any other planets that I want to go for, and to see where these hyperlanes connect up. I want to know kind of where my science ship will have its time best spent. Do I want to get enough consumer goods to make a colony ship? Once I have 300 energy, I always like going for these sprawling slums. I get 1 extra pop. I would rather that pop be working right away. So I'm not going for a very trade heavy, so I don't actually want these commercial zones. So when I have the first batch of minerals that I get in the game, I'm going to use that to replace with hollow theaters. I can start getting a bit of unity and a bunch of amenities, way more efficient than clerks give amenities, and some naval capacity. And that is why I went for the warrior culture. Instead of having to build strongholds for naval capacity or waste starbase slots that could be used for like shipyards or something. So I'm going to unpause the game. I've talked enough. I don't want to spend an entire episode talking before unpausing like I did last time. Okay, so I now have enough energy to clear the sprawling slums. The discovery of alien life. The AL Truck Kong has made a startling find on Teledialara 2A. The moon is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we have now encountered life forms that did not originate on Iivar. We may not be alone out there. A little bit of society research. Simple forms of life. The Academic League is abuzz with the news of alien organisms discovered some time ago. While far from intelligent, there is life out there. Intriguing. First contact protocols. I personally like cautious. I don't like my scientists getting shot down. Okay, my sprawling slum's finished. I now have no available jobs. And I have 20 months to make sure I make some new jobs. Otherwise, I'm going to have some unemployment issues. So I have an anomaly. Ship sensors are picking up an unexplained pattern of interference in the Te-Dialara system. I want to get this system claimed quickly, so I'm going to leave B for now. I'll come back and pick that up later. I don't like doing early anomalies. I like claiming territory quickly. I always can come back and do anomalies later. So let me check out these 2 planet candidates now that they have been surveyed. So this Savannah world has poor mineral quality. It has a good amount of generator districts, so this could be a good planet. Because it's low habitability, I'll mostly put robots here. So I think largely this will be a generator planet, maybe some industrial districts if I need it. And then this desert world that is actually relatively habitable. So again, generator districts, there's plenty of that. A decent amount of agriculture districts, so it could have some agriculture. I'm seeing that minerals is kind of absent from these 2 worlds, so hopefully I can find another world with minerals. Definitely not going to do this 540-day anomaly. I should probably get my industrial district now. Market. I'm going to go to the market. I'm going to buy 250 consumer goods. And then I'm going to build a colony ship right now, getting my first discovery tree. And I'm going to do map the stars here. The thing is that this does not connect up here. I was wondering if it does, but it does not. And it looks like this probably won't connect over either. So that means I'm going to just go over here and survey this, because it definitely looks like this is my choke point. You have to go through my capital system to get to any of these stars over here. Which means I don't even want to waste the time surveying. I want to rush down this spiral, and I'm guessing there's an empire right here, kind of near the Ebonic Veil. I want to claim as much of this territory as I can before I contact them. So spending time on pushing this direction that I can do after, I think isn't going to be worth my time. And I'm also going to build the starbase here. Construction complete. I'm not going to build the mining station yet. I think my first priority is getting my capital planet set up the way that I want it to be set up. So I want to get this industrial district, and then I want to swap out commercial zones for the hollow theaters. So I'll probably have unemployment for just like a little bit. That's okay. I mean, I like to time it where there's like very little open jobs on my planets, but still fully employed. Okay, colony ship is done. I'm going to colonize this desert world. I'm just going to do the random planet name. I'm too lazy to come up with something creative. I can always rename it later if I think of something meaningful, like if some interesting event happens. Ooh, I'm liking this setup of galaxy shape. I'm getting a lot of good choke points. This is why I really love not playing elliptical. I like playing these interesting shapes. It leads to more boxed in situations where it generates more conflict, because if there is an empire over here, I'm guaranteed to clash with them because they're probably going to block me off from the rest of the galaxy. Intelligent life taunts with pointless absence, reads a popular news post on Iivar, as we have found remnants. Very interesting. I like discovery, particularly because I'm going for a very sciencey thing. I think I'm just going to go science division, polytechnic education, then faith and science. Rush for this researcher upkeep. So industrial district's about done, and then this one unemployed pop will be able to work. I'm going to build this research station. I think that's worth it. And then I'm going to replace these commercial zones with hollow theaters, because I think entertainers, or in this case duelists, are far more valuable. Like, I'm already out of amenities. I can't have any more pops on this planet without expanding my amenities. And so these clerics are just barely keeping the planet stable. Overall, I'm using less pops to fulfill that amenities thing, so I like it. Our colony ship has launched down on the outskirts of a large oasis on Valk Pelor. Situated at the foot of a large mountain, this ideal location provides shelter from wind and has easy access to water. A great day for the Academic League. I'm building a bit of a surplus of alloys. I could start going for some early corvettes. That would give me the advantage of just a tiny bit more influence generation, like very insignificant. Or I could go for an additional construction ship or a science ship and start looking up this direction. I feel like maybe going for another science ship would allow me to just kind of swipe up here and just quickly see what's going on without taking away my momentum from this. I generally like 2 science ships, 2 construction ships. That way I can kind of survey stuff at a decent speed, but I'm not surveying way too fast, because your influence really slows down your expansion. And then the 2 construction ships is nice so that you can kind of have one positioned over here. You won't be constantly constructing with them. I think I'm going to go for another science ship, and then I'll follow it up with a construction ship. So I've finished nanomechanics. I now have 5 options because I am both a technocracy and I got science division. I could go for powered exoskeletons, start getting robots up and running early, which is exactly what I'm going to do. My science ship is done. I will recruit a scientist. What are my options? I'm going to go eager, just so that I'm not spending too much unity. And then I want to see if this connects up this way, and then check out any other planets. So I'm going to survey this and then explore here. Looks like this choke line, I am in a really good strategic position. I could just plop down a starbase on one of these and I'll be really, really secure from any attacks. Oh no. Okay. That's a good thing I built this science ship. I'm seeing it does connect up to the rest of the galaxy. So I do not have a perfect one flank empire. I'm not boxed into the corner. That's disappointing. It's a good thing I sent the science ship. So I will need to focus on claiming up to here. That will be a priority. Unless I'm lucky and this star is not actually connected up this way, but I'm almost guaranteed sure that it is. This is another reason that I really like the Map the Stars Edict in the early game. Gives you more survey speed, but it also gives you hyperlane detection range. That means that these grayed out lines, you get to see them an extra one further, which means you can make these decisions about, I want my science ship to go left, I want my science ship to go right, to this star, just a little bit earlier. And that really helps in making sure that their science ships are doing the most value in that early game. When all the territory is unclaimed, you can really make sure that you're sending them in the right direction. Biodiversity studies is done, so I now have a new choice. Don't need ground defense planning because I'm going to get my duelists. That'll be how I get more naval capacity. And since every planet pretty much needs a hollow theaters to keep it 1 or 2 hollow theaters, I'm going to get a lot of naval capacity from those, so I don't really need this anytime soon. Hydroponics bay could be good for getting some food from space. I'm going to go with the hydroponics bay, and then this construction ship, I will build mining stations, and then I'll move here. The Yunt Empire. We have discovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization at Jugham. Our scientists think they inhabited the stars roughly 6 million years ago based off of the age of the artifacts. So this is the precursor chain. Here, there's 6 artifacts we get, and then we find their homeworld and get a little bonus. They usually have very long anomalies, so I don't worry about it until later in the game. I feel like claiming territory is more valuable. So see, these duelists produce a lot of amenities, which means that my happiness is higher, which means my stability is actually pretty good. I'm getting like 14% extra resources from jobs. I think my next building is going to be another research building. Start getting more research. Start building my research labs. Yeah, must be one of the ancient precursors. Very, very long time. I'm not doing that right now. Later, once my scientists have nothing else to survey. A new technology. I now have the administrative AI extra research speed. ZOG laboratories, you do get a decent bit of research from space, but in the early game I have so little that it's not worth it right now. I wait until a little bit later to pick this up once I have claimed more territory. 6 from stations in total. 10% of 6 is almost nothing. Yeah, not going to go with that. I'm going to go field modulation, get my energy a little bit better. I really want to claim this star right here and this star right here, because those two are some really key choke points that I think will be essential to grab early. All right, I have another tradition available. More leader experience gain. So my thought is that leaders die anyways. So leader, experience gain is far more valuable than experience cap. Because getting your leaders up to the max level is usually kind of hard, and by that point they're about to die anyways. A 50% learning rate, which will definitely help with making my research happen even faster. And your scientists that are in the ships learn faster than the ones that are doing your research. But I don't want to remove these geniuses. A strategic resource discovered. All right, I found volatile motes. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to grab this system once I have the influence. With 2 construction ships, it is, in fact, not possible to constantly build with both. I just don't want to have to ship them all the way across my whole thing every time I want to claim a new system. And I feel like that saving of time is worth it, even if they're just sitting there waiting for the influence to tick up. This is one of the enclaves. This is an art enclave. They get a little bit of additional influence sometimes, which is nice. They get a bunch of unity and things like that. I think they're pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and summon an envoy to talk to them to figure out what they're up to. I would really like to meet the curator order. My colony is complete. Not the perfect habitability, a bit more amenities usage, a bit more pop upkeep, less resources from jobs, and less pop growth speed. That's fine. The idea to circumvent that is robots. All right, I now have the availability to research robots. Oh, one thing I didn't do. If I have the additional consumer goods, which I don't right now, but I'd like to go up to academic privilege. That way I get a 10% research boost and a little bit more happiness from my upper class. Ooh, there's new planets up here. Ooh, another desert world. Oh no. I hope this is not a big fleet value. Oh, dang. 2,000 fleet strength here. It's going to take me a while to beat. Oh, there's a Gaia world here. Hopefully my science ship doesn't die. Please get away. That was a close call. Okay, yeah, definitely building up my corvettes is going to be good. I need to get to 2,000 fleet power to break through. Anomaly. Sure, I'll research the anomaly. I'm starting to run out of influence, so it's okay if my science ships slow down a little bit. Structured signals. This is the Enclave. Learning about them. Of course, the Enclaves are nice because you can just, like, look at what they are, and it's like by the color you can tell who they are. So that's the Artist Enclave. I don't even have to contact them to know. My science ship is back. I'm going to send it to repair. That's the thing that I always forgot. You actually have to repair your science ships and your construction ships if they get lost in action. Okay, researcher upkeep is less. I will see how that affects my economy. Yeah, I'm going to start with getting up some of these anomalies. Survey all of these systems that I've missed so far until I can actually break through that line. Just figure out what's near me, since I'm not going to be able to expand much in this direction until I have 2,000 fleet power, or more than 2,000 fleet power. And then I need to get enough alloys to build another colony ship so that I can grab this planet. Nice, a little bit of extra science. And what am I seeing here? Another encounter. Okay, there's another empire over here. The Psi aliens. Let's start contacting them right away. I definitely want to push this direction as fast as possible. Communications established. After successfully translating their language, we have established communications with the independent base station of the Artisan Troop. A visitor, this is a joyous occasion indeed. Oh, forgive my manners. I believe introductions are in order. We are the Artisan Troop. Our members have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of art, music, culture, and other things which makes existence bearable to a sapient being. Would like to share in the wonder of our creations? Do not hesitate to contact us. Interesting. I would indeed like to share in the wonder of your creations. We wish to become your patron. That would be very helpful, allowing us to try new ideas and take more risks in the creation process. We have a 10-year program with a one-time upfront cost. So 1,000 energy credits, which is not going to break the bank, for an extra 10% monthly unity. I think that's absolutely worth it. And then want to commission an art piece. This will give amenities and immigration pull for 600. I think that's also worth it. And I'm going to go to my colony and establish art monument. That's just like super cheap. And this is like a permanent bonus. And you just keep doing this over and over. Generator district here now. That's what I'm going to do. I don't want to fall behind on energy credits. Like if you are overproducing food and then you sell this on the market, you're paying the fee to sell it. And then you have energy credits, and then you're also paying the fee to buy it. So that's actually like 60%. Editing cedar here, it's actually only 51% less value, not 60% less value, because the second 30% tax is applied to the already reduced amount. So it's actually a little less than 60%, but you get my idea. So if you produce energy credits, you can just buy it, and you only pay the fee once. Lost bureaucracy, sprawling slums, and industrial wasteland. Though that's interesting, it doesn't actually remove one of my pops. Actually, no, that's a good thing. I get a free pop out of that, or a really, really cheap pop, only just a couple energy. It just adds one of the sprawling slum districts. You would think that that's a bad thing, but it's like, oh, sweet. We just pay a bit of energy and get some free people. I'm not sure how that works, but sure. I think doing a recycling campaign, because what I can do is go into my species tab and set right, switch this over, academic privilege. I really want that extra research. That changed my empire. I am now technically losing a tiny bit of consumer goods. I mean, I'm losing so little that this surplus will last me a very long time. Enough time for me to build another industrial district. Trail goes cold. We have caught neither sight nor sound of the Psi aliens for some time now. Our researchers find that they have little information to go on and worry that the trail might have gone cold. Keep searching. And then I'm going to go for to boldly go. Robots are complete. Fantastic. I could now go 0G refinery so I can get that extra mining station output. I'm starting to get a little bit from space. Let me see. In total, I'm making 50 minerals from space, 22 energy from space. And then I'm going to go ahead and queue up some robot assembly plants. In the center of a particularly large crater lies a cluster of metal shapes undoubtedly of alien origin. Science officer Monak Va is convinced that they are massive plantoid mountable propulsion devices intended to push B134ST from its orbit. We just get ion thrusters for free? That is fantastic. Okay, unfortunately I lost the race. Merrill is the closest I could get to this direction, but I'm glad I did it. Now I can get this desert world, my other guaranteed habitable, I would imagine. So let's see, this is a decent mining planet. I'm lacking potential mining stuff, so this might be good. Actually, this is just good general basic resource planet. I'm going to go ahead and send a colony ship there right now. Now that I have found that they have star bases here, I'm not going to be able to build my own star bases. There's already an outpost here, and then this looks like it's actually their capital system. So what I can tell right now, whoa, what are they doing with their capital? Oh my gosh, their stability is awful. Okay then. So I can tell right now this empire that I've made contact with is spiritualist because they have temples. The AI is doing something awful with their planet. I don't know what's going on here. They're pig-like creatures. They are not building buildings correctly. They have 3 unemployed pops, and they have a huge housing problem. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Their fleet power is 490. They have 9 ships. I only have 8. We're about equivalent at this point. This is very good information. See, the thing is that you don't want to survey systems that another empire already has a claim on. You want to quickly learn whatever information you can about them. So just on Explore, because they're spiritualist and I'm fanatic materialist, we are going to be enemies and they're also in a really bad spot. They're boxing me in. So we are absolutely going to war. No doubt about it. Likely when I do establish communications with them, they'll close their borders to me, which means right now, before I finish the first contact event, I can move through their borders freely. And I want to use this window of opportunity to get as much information about them as I can, particularly where all of their stars are. You actually have to have sensor data on that system to make a claim on it. And you can force their borders open by going to war with them, but the reason that I would like to make the claims before the war, it costs substantially more influence to make claims while you're already in an offensive war. I want the information about where their borders lie, so that I can make those claims at a much cheaper cost in influence. And it takes a really long time to build up enough of a spy network to be able to see where their territory is otherwise. So I want to rush getting that information as quickly as possible. I'm going to get the fusion reactor first. That way, as I research new weapon and a shield technology, I can actually keep them on my ship. This system they do not have a claim on yet. Thing is, when you hit the Explorer button from the states, it goes to the star and back, so you can just, like, if you want to micromanage it, you can save just a couple days, which can be just enough to get, like, a little bit more time. That way it, like, goes straight to the right spot. And I also just want to see what they have going on. They do not have any of these stars back here claimed, but I guarantee they will eventually. They rushed right in the direction that I wanted the territory, which kind of sucks, but that's fair. Ooh, there's 2 planets here. They do have a claim on this. Tomb World, Arctic World. What is their? They're a savannah, so they're actually similar to me. That's actually pretty convenient that my neighbor is a savannah. I could, like, in an early war, if I can get the upper hand, I could take their capital really early, and I could actually send my people to live on it because it's a decent habitability. If they lived on, like, an Arctic world, then it'd be harder to take their capital. But yeah, that's good to know. They have just a basic outpost here. I think, oh, okay, there's a star base over here, and they have a planet that they're colonizing actively. Good to know. They did put it on a choke point. That's, probably a good idea. The other question is, do I build a star base over here at Merrill? That would allow me to defend better. The thing is that I saw that they only had 9 ships, so they have a fairly equivalent fleet size. So at this point, I think I don't waste my materials on a star base defensively, because I'm going to go on the offense. So I want as many corvettes as possible. They do not have a claim here yet. I don't think I'm going to claim any more than just this little cluster over here. They have 9 ships. They have not built any more yet. I'm right in a position where I can definitely outpace them in terms of number of ships, but I need to do it now before things escalate. Okay, there is a Alpine world. That's not that useful to me. They do have a simple starbase here. I'm definitely going to want to put claims on this just for border core reasons. I'd hate if they kept these systems. I think I'm going to go Edicts Fund so that I can get my research subsidies from my tradition tree. And then I am constructing robots now. I could further expand my generator districts. I should really do that. So early war, getting armor on my ships before the war could be quite nice. Oh, my factions have formed. So let's see, my military officers are annoyed that I don't have much ships built. Yeah, I'm dealing with that right now. And they would prefer a oppressive subjugation policy. The thing with subjugation policies is that if you're going to conquer them, it's going to be hard to gain their loyalty anyways, so you might as well just have them be disloyal. You don't care about their loyalty, so you might as well tax the hell out of them and get a ton of resources that you don't have to produce. Like the basic ones, it's nice to tax your vassals for basic resources so that you can focus your economy on the more advanced stuff. So I could have more researchers and less people working basic jobs. And I'm going to go for that approach, just oppressive vassalage. But I'm going to do it for factional stability. I'm going to go oppressive vassalage. And then I'm also probably going to go belligerent. Claims are easier. I get more naval cap. and less war exhaustion. Anyhow, that makes my faction not have negative happiness. More industrial districts. More industrial districts. All of the industrial districts. I need lots of alloys. And then I can get the data bank uplinks and technological ascendancy, of course. Research speed and more rare technologies. Both very good. I'm concerned with their science ship over here. I'm going to close the borders as soon as we get communications up and running. In 17 months, when this technology finishes, I'll switch over into the new edict. I'm going to hold off on claiming new worlds with my construction ship. At this point, my only focus is enough influence for claims and a bunch of alloys for ships. I need to outproduce them, like a lot. Here follows the latest newsletter of our patrons. Sadly, nothing much has been produced in the Enclave. Most of the artists have fallen into a deep melancholy from which no inspiration can be drawn. The mood is dire, but hopeful. Creation takes time, after all. Any donations that might help the group rekindle their interest in the material plane would be a tremendous help. 500 energy converting into 50 influence is fantastic. That influence is going to be great for putting some claims. I'm going to need a lot of influence to put the claim on their capital. We must find out their secrets. I know we're going to be hostile anyway, so I don't care if I annoy them. Technology research edicts fund. Now I should be able to go and turn off, not the stars, turn on research subsidies. That is a 10% researcher output. All of the research must be got. I'm not going to worry about ground defense planning. I'm just going to try and win the war in space. I'm not going to worry about having any defenses on my planets. It's a risky play, but usually it works, I find. I think I'm going to go with the tile blockers and just clear out. Yeah, I would get a lot of more districts unlocked. It's so funny when I forget that the game is paused. I'm like, why is nothing happening? Okay, I've got my armor. The 10% hull points, when you only have 200 hull points, it's 20 extra hull points. That's not worth it. I don't think this is worth it. It used to be like an extra 100 hull points. It's way less now. Now that with the new change where this is a percent instead of a flat bonus. On the bigger ships, maybe it's actually better, but on the weak ships, I don't see it. Afterburners could be nice for the extra evasion. So I'm going to go for the afterburners. That evasion is pretty nice for corvettes. I know I'm going to have better lasers. So I think going for like an interceptor with just all blue lasers. 2 armor, 1 deflectors. The afterburners here. I think that'll be pretty good. Turn off auto-generate designs. I think this is going to be a good design. I honestly do not know what it makes a good ship design. Let me wait until I get my afterburners and my lasers, and then I think I will upgrade my ships. This should probably be my mining planet, but the first thing I'm going to build on this is robot assembly plants. I'll queue up some mining districts. Should also probably get some armies up and running. I like to do armies throughout all of my worlds. That way it's a little bit faster. So I'll get 6 armies, 2 from each planet. That way in 180 days, I'll have all 6 armies ready. Then I can group them up. Instead of having to wait 540 days to get all the armies ready, it'll only take 180. So I like to spread it out between the planets that I have. Okay, lasers are done. Basic combat roles. I mean, I should probably... I have this bad tendency to over prepare for wars and then I just need that 1 extra technology. I just need that 1 extra upgrade. I need this another 20 ships, even though I would have been ready for it. And then they've made a defensive pact by the time I've done all of that. Basic combat roles gives more evasion, I believe, because that boosts this. So that would give me even more evasion. The question is evasion better than better shields? I think I'm going to go basic combat roles, but I'm not going to put it on for this early war likely. Pretty much as soon as I make first contact with them, I want to be ready to go. Afterburners is done. Discovery branch is done. So I am going to be doing the early war. I am a militarist. I'm thinking supremacy early. If I can pick up overwhelming force before the war, I get 10% ship fire rate, or even if I get to great game, 20% versus star bases. Oh, I think this is it. No, okay, our hacking failed. Patrons with benefits. We get a Ministry of Culture that gives 3 culture worker jobs and 15% unity from jobs for the cost of 2,000. This is a pretty good building. So it gives unity, amenities, naval capacity, and governing ethics attraction. I'm going to go Ministry of Culture. I don't want to fall too far behind on unity. Afterburners. Save. Overwrite design. I'm weak against shields, but shields usually tend to be pretty weak anyways. Armor is something that you're going to be burning a lot more of. So I think that's the right choice. I'm going to upgrade all these. ships. It'll take a little bit. I should also probably sign an admiral soon. Ooh, even more evasion. Really hunkering down on the evasion I think is not a bad idea. That way my ships are really hard to hit, particularly if I wait until I get the combat computer. That could make my ships very survivable, especially on corvettes, going for the evasion on corvettes, really playing them to their strengths. And I am down negative energy credits. Oh, that's because of this. Yeah, that would be why I have not enough energy credits. I'm just going to go in a food deficit for a while, and I'm not going to turn off my recycling campaign. Yeah, I would rather be at a deficit of food because look at this. This is going to take a very, very long time before it to become a problem. And by then, I'll fix the problem. Communications established. It has finally happened. The Union of Umikandra Ogat. Oh, they're fanatic spiritualists. Yeah. Oh, man, we hate each other so much. Chief President Vak Jakir and the rest of the religious council bids you greetings. We provide spiritual guidance to the Union of Umbikandra Ogat, and our stated goal is to lead this great nation to a path of salvation. Do not cross this path, and we may live in friendship. I am sorry, there is no friendship. We shall properly greet you in battle. News that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time has been received with mixed feelings by our populace. This confirms what we have long suspected. We are not alone in the galaxy. We must be wary. Yeah, we don't like each other because we're fanatic opposites. Immediately close the borders, immediately harm relations, and then declare rivalry. Let us end this charade. I guess I could get a spy network, but at this point I don't even really need it. I'm just going to go to war. I already kind of know where their fleet power is at. They probably built some new ships, but I guarantee that I've outpaced them. So I'm going to just make claims. Yes. Me go into the market. I'm going to sell 1,000 minerals. I'm going to buy 250 alloys. And I'm going to produce as many corvettes before this conflict triggers as possible. It happens soon. Oh, combat rolls. I definitely want to get those on my ship. And then I promise. I have a bad habit of doing this where I'm like, just one more thing. Just one more thing. Just one more thing. I want to be ready. I want to win. But I do need to do this. I really want the combat computers because that gives me an extra 5% evasion. So in the end, my evasion is 72%. 5% from afterburners, 5% from combat computers, 1% from excess power, 60 from corvette, and 5 from thrusters, from the ion thrusters. This is very good. So I get 50 influence. Yes. This is why the artisans are so good. You just get like free influence. Like that was just free. The other one was for very, very, very cheap. So yeah, I'll take that. All right, I've got it. My ships are ready. I'm going to move them into position. I want to put them right on the border so that they can jump in as soon as possible. Overwhelm them as quickly as possible. I'm going to set this to aggressive. I'm going to set this to indiscriminate bombardment, aggressive. So my war strategy is rapidly capture all of their star bases as quickly as possible. That way they won't be able to repair any of their ships. And then I will take their planets afterwards. Doubt this will be that difficult. Early wars, they have no defensive packs. They're on their own. They're weak. I've gotten that extra technological edge. Declare war. Conquer claims. Ha ha ha. So immediately, my ships pop into combat. Let's follow them. And we are here. The first battle of this conflict. Their starbase doesn't stand a chance. They have declared rivalry. That's okay. I don't really care. Yes, I would like more unity, please. Yeah, their fleet is weak compared to mine. I already have 2.2. Oh, that means I can break the blockade as well. Their combined fleet is not enough for mine. Oh, I got better armor. That's good. I can go for a better destroyer. Let's do that. I'll go for destroyer. And then I'm going to go for terraforming. I think that's good. That way I can get these worlds up and running really quick. And this is it. This is the first major confrontation. This battle determines the fate of the war. I mean, I know who's going to win, obviously. They are losing their shields and armor fast. Flying away. Oh, they have barely anything left. And their ships have completely retreated. Their starbase stands alone as the last defense of their capital system. I melt, absolutely melting their armor. I haven't even taken a single loss yet. I still have all 20 ships. Oh, their ships came back to immediately just get abolished. Oh, wait, yeah, I can get this overwhelming force now in the middle of the war. That's great. Yes. Be destroyed. And there I go. With, I took some damage, pretty hefty damage, but no one died. I think that evasion really came in handy. They lost 6 corvettes in that combat. I lost 0. They lost, oh no, they lost 7 corvettes. I didn't do well against their shields, but they had so little shields. I burned through them quickly, even despite the penalties. But they have a lot more armor than they did shields. They have like twice the amount of armor. So I think it was worth it to go all lasers. Ships are landing on the battle. We're going to win easily. Ooh. Some primitives. I do not care. Invasion over. I've already captured their capital. Very good. Let me just repair up my ships, get them nice and ready, and then I will strike their next starbase and finish off the remains of their fleet. At this point, they have no chance of resisting. This fleet is battered, and they haven't even bothered to repair it, which I'm confused because they have a starbase. They should have spent that time repairing their ships instead of just, I don't know, hovering over their planet. That's fine. There goes the remains of their fleet. And they have nowhere to run to. Once the starbase falls, they have no way to repair their ships. They have nothing they can do against it. I'm going to repair again, and then I'm just going to go and finish them off. And, I mean, I probably, once they capture this planet, that'll be it for them. This lone corvette, and it has, like, just barely a little bit of shields, and, like, it's on fire, and it's ripped in half, and it has massive holes in it, is attempting to go against this star base, which has 600 fleet power. What are you doing? No, you're going to die. Don't do it. What are you doing? This is not going to go well for you. And it's dead. And I captured their last planet, which means it is over. They've lost. Where did we fail? Was our faith lacking? Were the prayers not enough? I don't understand. It is an unforgiving universe. The end of the Umikandra Ogot. How will this affect the political climate of the galaxy remains to be seen. Their planets are a mess, so... yeah, next episode, we'll get to clean up this mess. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.